Hello guys, welcome to today's test ride. I am very excited about this bike because this is a really important bike for motorcycling in general. This is the Suzuki GSX250R. So for a long time now you've been able to get Hondas, Kawasaki's, more recently Yamaha in this segment, but up until now Suzuki hasn't had a learner legal sports bike available. Until now. So this is it. This is Suzuki's answer to the entry-level sports bike market. The GSX250R, it's got a parallel twin, it's a 250, so it's got a lot in common with the Ninja and the R3 straight off the bat, but it's brand new. It's a brand new design from Suzuki, and it sounds pretty promising on paper, so I'm really excited to give it a spin and find out how it stacks up against the competition. Let's go. Okay, Suzuki GSX250R. Let's do it. As I said, I'm really excited for this because this is an important segment for motorcycles. This is going to be a lot of people's introduction to motorcycling, so I really want these to be good bikes because I want more people to enjoy the experience and to want to keep riding. Before I go any further though, I just want to do a big shout out to Shane and the boys at Sydney City Motorcycles. If you haven't seen one of my videos before, those guys are the ones that lend me these bikes to test ride. And so that's what makes these videos possible. So if you do enjoy this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. That way they know you're watching, and hopefully they'll let me take out a few more. Okay, so back to the GSX250R. What have we got here? Well, we've got a nice corner to enjoy, so let's do that first. Well, that was fun. Great neutral handling. Very smooth. Love it. Okay, so engine-wise here, we've got a 250cc parallel twin, which is quite common for this segment. That's what you used to have on the Ninja 250R. The Yamaha and the Kawasaki have bumped up in capacity a bit recently, but Suzuki have decided to stay with the 250cc. But this is the entrance to a highway, so this will give us a good opportunity to see what the acceleration's like on the little 250R. Alright, let's go. Let's find out. Oh, that's so much fun. I love that power plant. The Ninja's got a little bit extra up top, but this is a very linear power plant. You don't notice any large surge in power at a particular RPM. It just cleanly accelerates up through the rev range, which is really impressive. Before I go any further as well, I took a sound clip with my high quality mic before I got going, so I'm going to splice in a bit of footage here so you can get a feel for what the 250R sounds like. Okay, so we've talked about the engine, 250cc. I haven't been able to find a quoted power figure, but I'll chuck it down below if I can find one before I publish the video. But I guess it's worth mentioning, the bike weighs 180 kilos, and that's full of fuel. So pretty light, and I think that's why the engine feels so clean revving, because you just don't have a lot of weight to lug around. Suspension wise, you've got non-adjustable forks up the front, and then you've got your usual preload adjustment in the rear shock. So that's handy if you're taking a passenger, because it means you can add a bit more preload and you don't find the bike sitting down massively at the back. Yeah, you've got a basic suspension setup, but it's very compliant. It's not going to beat you up if you go over a couple of potholes, and it doesn't seem to get upset by bumps either. Like, it still maintains its composure, so it's a nice steady bike. You feel nice and secure on it. What about ergonomics? Well, I'm a very tall dude, so I always find it interesting to talk about ergonomics on these slightly smaller bikes, but to be perfectly honest, I feel really comfortable on this and could ride it for ages. So with these 250 sports bikes, you're typically not tucked right in like this, like you would be on a 600, a Super Sport. It's a much more neutral riding position, so my back's pretty upright. I've got a slight lean forward to the handlebars, but the handlebars are a nice easy reach away. And I mean, I've got super long legs, so I'm not a very good example, but even for me, big tall guy, the leg room here is fine as well. And my knees aren't too bunched up, so I reckon this bike's going to fit people of all shapes and sizes. The windscreen is not huge, so I don't think that's going to provide a whole heap of wind protection, but it's still going to be better than a naked bike. So if you think you're going to be commuting a lot of highway miles, that's definitely a plus as well, having a bit of a windscreen up there to help keep that wind off your face. If you've not seen one of my videos before, this part is what I call the car park test. I found this little spot here where you can do a quick little U-turn, and I just like to do this to get a feel for the bike's turning circle, and it's just general low speed, ease of use. So first gear, rear brake, whack the bars around, and then do like a little U-turn. Yeah, it's good. So it's always easier to do on these bikes with the slightly more upright handlebars. But yeah, if you're just getting started, you're going to feel nice and confident doing that. It's like I was saying before, the bike only weighs 180 kgs, so you don't have a lot of weight to balance, and that turning circle's good. So tick. Let's enjoy a couple more corners, shall we? Oh yeah, great stuff. Alright, I've got nothing behind me, so I'm just going to give the brakes a bit of a squeeze here, and maybe not in the middle of the corner. Going to give the brakes a bit of a squeeze here and see what the braking performance is like on the 250R. So here's a roundabout, see a car coming. Oh, I pull it up with plenty of time, that's great. And minimal intrusion from the ABS there as well. So this bike is ABS equipped, as you would expect from a bike in 2017. But yeah, I didn't get like this great big intervention from the ABS then, just the right amount. So that's a big tick as well. One thing that's really hard to quantify on this bike, but I'm really enjoying, is just the fit and finish on everything. Like, for an entry-level bike, this has got some really nice switchgear on it. So for example, the dash, really well laid out, the speed's huge and easy to read. It's got a gear position indicator on it, which if you've seen one of my other videos, you know I'm a big fan of those on learner bikes. It's got a nice easy to follow tack that runs across the top of the dash. It's just generally a good quality piece of kit. And it goes beyond that as well. Like, all of this switchgear, it is plastic, but it just looks high quality. It's got a nice strong tactile feel to it. It's not like some of the other Japanese bikes I've ridden where it's like very clicky. It actually feels solid and well built. And even the handlebars, they've got like a bit of a sculpt to them, and they just feel really ergonomic and comfortable. Like, it's really impressive. So as I was saying at the top of the video, this is a really competitive market, right? The 250, 300 parallel twin learner bike segment. I think all the major brands have one now. So it's fair to say that the competition is fierce. So how does the Suzuki stack up? Well, my message to you, if you're looking for your first bike, is don't worry too much about one versus the other. Buy the one that you can afford and the one that you like the look of, I reckon. I think that's really important. Like you want to get on something that, you know, makes you feel good and speaks to you, because all of these bikes are going to do a good job, right? They're all going to be really reliable. You're going to get really good mileage on them. You're going to be able to have fun on the weekend. Like, this is a kick-ass segment. A bit more acceleration. Go, you little 250. That is so much fun. Oh, I love these bikes. I mean, there's another good example. There's my brother on his Ninja 250. You might decide you prefer one of those instead. So yeah, I wouldn't get too caught up on minor details, but yeah, like little things might make the difference to you. Like for example, the R3 has an analog tacho and a shift light. You might decide that's really cool. The Ninja 300 has an analog tacho as well. This bike has a really nice LCD dash with the gear position indicator on it. Just little things might swing you one way or the other, but all I can say is if you do decide the GSX250R is the one for you, you're going to have a blast, man. This is a cool bike. Oh, one other thing that you're probably not going to be able to tell from watching the video, but I forgot to mention at the top of the segment, this black color that I'm riding now has this really cool like purple metallic flake thing going through it as well, and it's not gaudy, it's not like, oh my god, what have they done? It's just subtle, and again, just kind of makes the bike pop a little bit more. Oop, need to get out from behind this guy. Thank you, sir. I totally get the appeal of these bikes as do-it-all machines. Like, this thing is light, you can flick it side to side. It's got enough ground clearance that you're going to be able to have fun on some twisty roads on a Sunday. But at the same time, I can sit here like completely upright, dawdling along, third gear like I am at the moment, and I could commute this to work, you know, park it somewhere, pick it up, take it home. And Suzuki point out that this thing gets like 75 miles per gallon. So that's the other crazy thing. Like, you could actually use this as an economical commuter, but then on Sunday you've got something awesome to smash around some winding roads as well. Just the bang for your buck is off the charts with these things. So good. So I'm just feathering the clutch a bit here and using a bit of rear brake, and it's really good feel from the rear brake as well. And when you're getting started and you're getting used to that feathering the clutch and balancing it with a bit of rear brake, you'll appreciate one that's got nice feel in it like this does. Really good stuff. Ninja 250 versus GSX R250. Wow, traffic light battle. So there you have it, folks. Suzuki, last of the big Japanese four to come to the party with a 250 sports bike. But I think it's fair to say it was worth the wait. Suzuki has built a really polished product here. And like I said at the top of the show, these bikes are really important because they're a lot of people's introduction to motorcycling. And if they have a good experience, they're probably going to stick with it, right? So I'm really glad that Suzuki's built a top quality 250 that learners can just get on and have an absolute blast with. Bravo, Suzuki. So if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I do test rides on a reasonably regular basis, so if you want to keep up to date and make sure you don't miss one, hit that subscribe button at the bottom and you'll get notifications when they come through. And as I said at the top of the show, big thank you to Sydney City Motorcycles for lending me the bike. And if you're in Sydney, go say g'day and see if they can help you out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to go hand this back and I will speak to you guys soon. Cheers.